multiplication operator produces a new tuple, list, or string that repeats the original content. Please note that it does not actually multiply the values. It only repeats the values for the specified number of times. Functions are the primary and most important methods of code organization and reuse in Python. Each function can have some number of positional arguments and some number of keyword arguments. A function is usually created using the keyword def. A few basic properties of a function are that the outcome of the function is communicated by a return statement. Arguments in parentheses are basically assignments. Here are a few key considerations while dealing with functions. Function has to have a return value. If not return is defined, then it returns none. Function overloading is not permitted. Function overloading happens when you have more than one function with the same name. Some programming languages, such as Java, permit this, but Python does not. You can use a function to return a single value or multiple values. In the first example, a single value, which is the sum of the two numbers, is returned. In the second example, three values, that is, the age, height, and weight, are returned using the same function. Python has built-in sequence functions to make the computations faster and easier. Here are some examples of built-in sequence functions which you would be using during the course. These include enumerate, keeps track of index and corresponding data mapping. It enables loop and has an automatic counter. Sorted returns the new sorted list for the given sequence. Reversed iterates the data in reverse order. Zip creates lists of tuples by pairing up elements of lists, tuples, or other sequences. Let's take a look at the enumerate built-in function. In this example, a list of stores is passed in StoreList. Then the enumerate function is used to print position or index and its corresponding data elements. We can use this function to create dicts. Pass the name and index of the list using enumerate function to create a dict with key and value pair. The output returns the food store names and its corresponding index positions. Let's understand sorted function. As the name suggests, it's mainly used to sort values, both numbers and string. In the first example, a list with random value is sorted. In the second example, the string value, the data science, is sorted as characters present in the string. Let's see how to use reversed and zip built-in functions. First, create a list of numbers using the range function. Here, the range is 15. Now use reversed function to view the list in the reversed order. In the second example, let's declare two lists. The first one is for subjects with its values math, statistics, and algebra. The second list is for subject counting. It declares the values as 1, 2, and 3. Now use the zip function to pair the data elements of subjects and subject count. The output returns a list of tuples in it. The type function will return the type of the variable, which is list in this case. The if statement is one of the most well-known types of control flow statements. It checks a condition which, if true, evaluates the code in the block that follows. Here, since age is more than 18, adult is printed. An if statement can be optionally followed by one or more elif blocks and catch-all else block if all of the conditions are false. If any of the intermediate conditions is true, no further elif or else blocks will be reached. In this example, since the marks equal 81, grade B is printed out. For loops are used to iterate over a collection, like a list or a tuple, or an iterator. In this example, a for loop is used to iteratively print out the list of stock tickers. The function continue is used to continue the operation if the condition is met, while the break operation is used to exit the loop. A while loop specifies a condition and a block of code that is to be executed until the condition evaluates to false or the loop is explicitly ended with break. In this example, the while loop exits after printing a temperature value greater than 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Handling Python errors or exceptions gracefully is an important part of building robust programs and algorithms. In data analysis applications, many functions only work on certain kinds of input. Here in this example, we have created a function which accepts a number and returns the float value. It works fine for number values, but the moment you pass a string value to the function, it throws a value error. We can use a try-except block to handle the exception or error scenario. This helps generate a graceful exit of the program or algorithm, as shown here. Let's now quickly recap what you have learned in the lesson. Download Python 3.7 version from Anaconda and install Jupyter Notebook. When you assign values to variables, you create references and not duplicates. Integers, floats, strings, none, and Boolean are some of the data types supported by Python. Tuples, lists, dicts, and sets are some of the data structures of Python. You can use indices to access individual or a range of elements in a data structure. The in, plus, and star are some of the basic operators. Functions are the primary and most important methods of code organization and reuse in Python. The conditional if, elif statements, while, and for loops, and exception handling are some important control flow statements. This concludes the lesson on Python, environment setup, and essentials. The next lesson will discuss mathematical computing with Python or NumPy.